It's a very special day today as Onana is a United player finally after weeks of negotiations. Let's be honest, Man United do not do any transfers quickly, but this one is finally closing off. We are just waiting for the announcement, but I'm hearing that everything is just being prepared to get this announced. Fabrizio Romano last night gave some indication that this was very close, but what I'm hearing this morning is that they're just preparing the announcements. Everything is getting ready to finalise everything, so that's really good news. Man United get their second new player of this transfer window, and it's a big one. Both clubs needed the deal to happen, and despite what we are hearing from many media sources and Man United news sources, I told you to remain calm, and my sources, who are always on point, were not going to let me down. I had several people telling me that the deal would be straightforward, and United and Inter had agreed most of the issues last week. They were just ironing out the few little issues this week, and now they have finally reached a final agreement on everything. Anyways, I'm really happy this has got done, because last night I was really worried about the whole situation with Rasmus Hojlund. This is a prime example of a transfer that was looking straightforward, turning into a complete nightmare. I'd reported on this a week ago that personal terms had been agreed with Hojlund and everything was looking very promising. However, it turns out Atlanta, who initially said that they were really happy to sell Hojlund for a fair price, suddenly yesterday smacked a crazy price of 85 million on this young, unproven striker. Like, what the hell? How the hell did they come up with that price? Head of negotiations on the Atlanta side is a man called Lee Congreton, who is English, and as it happens, you would not believe he used to work for Leicester. But hold on, it gets better. He is the man who sold Man United Harry Maguire for 80 million. Yes, 80 million must be his price tag for all players that he sells to United. He must think lightning will strike twice. But I have news for this man. We do not have Solskjaer managing Man United anymore. We do not have a manager that will be taken in by the media storm and hype around a player. We have Ten Hag, and Ten Hag is a man on a mission. Ten Hag, I'm hearing from sources, has spoken to Hojlund extensively, and Hojlund really likes Ten Hag and his plan. Ten Hag is our key negotiator this summer, and he is speaking directly to each and every player: Mount, Onana, Hojlund. Some sources are saying that the price jump is because PSG also inquired about Hojlund, and Atlanta think there could be a bidding war going on, and they are trying to milk as much money as possible from Hojlund. But let's get one thing straight: Hojlund is a rough diamond, and that is an understatement. He's a young kid and he's barely scored many goals in Serie A. Ten Hag wants to coach him into being a top player. He's not a top player right now. I've heard many fans kicking off about his price tag and saying that Mason Greenwood, is a better striker than Hojlund, and that United should bring him back. But I have to let you know my thoughts on Greenwood. I've heard many fans come out and saying, look, he's still with the girl that accused him of all these allegations, and they're expecting a baby, and all must be forgiven and must be moved on. And thankfully, I am not the person who's got to decide this on Mason Greenwood's future. It is a hard and difficult task to do. As far as I'm concerned, right now, United need a full-out striker. I said I'd love to get in Osimhen, and he wants to come to United. Tell me what you think. Do you think we should be getting Osimhen in? I think so. I think Osimhen should be our key target this season. And I'll tell you how we should get Osimhen in. This is my grand plan to get Osimhen in. We've started getting some interest from clubs for our players on the transfer out list. We've received offers for Fred from several clubs. I've heard we're getting interest for Elanga, McTominay. What I would do is sell as many of these players as possible. I think if we were to sell most of the players on the transfer out list, we'd easily get around 100 million plus. Then we need to walk over to Napoli and smash that money down on their desk and buy Osimhen. He is the best striker in the world aside from Mbappe right now. Osimhen is prolific and he's built for the Premier League. He's strong, he's fast and can finish. These type of strikers always do well and smash it for United. Don't get me wrong, I really do like Kane, but Kane is reaching the end of his career, and How many signings have we seen in recent years that we've made of players who've reached the end of their careers? They come over to United and do very little for United. In fact, they see out their career. They're not as hungry as young players who really want to come in and prove that they are the best in the world. Also, we need to think big. We need to believe in our club once more. The Glazers have psychologically screwed the whole of United and its fans. We've started thinking small. We think small targets, small wins. That's what we're happy with. Getting top 4, we're happy with. Getting 1 or 2 signings, we're happy with. We need to be thinking on a different level. We need to be thinking about Man United being the powerhouse that it was under Fergie. And we've got to also remember, players love United. Players dream about playing for Man United. Players like Mount, Onana, like Hojlund and Osimhen all want to come and play for United, and I love bringing in players who love the club first because they bring something different to the table. They give us their all. They are here and they're committed because they love the club, not only for the money. They're not coming just for the money. Let us know what you think United should bring in. Do you think we should be looking for Osimhen? Should we bring in some other cheaper strikers? Should we actually go and spend that budget and bring in 2 cheap strikers instead of 1 top outstanding player? What do you think? Drop your comments below. Let me know. It's always interesting to hear what fans think about the players coming in and who we should be buying and who we should be selling. Talking of the Glazers, we're hearing today from news agencies that the reason why the Glazers haven't responded to any offers from Sheikh Yassim or Sir Jim is because they both did not reach the valuation set by the Glazers for the club. So what is the valuation set by the Glazers? Does anyone know? Do you know? No one knows the valuation set by the Glazers. So how are they meant to reach it? I think the valuation is over 10 billion, and before they announced the sale, they thought some idiot will turn up and offer them silly money for the club and they will then sell. As I said in yesterday's show, the Glazers thought they will be getting a bidding war and they'll have loads and loads of bidders all fighting it out to get to the club, and they can then drive up the price of the club. But that hasn't happened. It hasn't gone to plan. The Glazers have been caught out. They've only had 2 bidders and both want to take the club. What the Glazers were hoping for is bidders that were from investment firms who will just want to come in and invest money and would not be interested in running the business itself. This is what the Glazers were after. Not new owners, they wanted new investors. We silly fans really thought that the Glazers had turned over a new leaf and had become better, decent people overnight. How stupid of us. The Glazers are the same people who tried to take United into a Super League just so they could make more money. What we have failed to realise is that the Glazers do not want to let go of United and have no plans to do so. We're going to end up with the grandchildren of the Glazers running this club at this rate. The only way we can change this is if we all get together as a fan base and let everyone know our thoughts on the Glazers. We cannot be silent on this issue. We need to be out there making our thoughts known, commenting on social media, commenting on any websites, letting the press know that we want our club to be free once again. We want the shackles of the Glazers to be released, and we want to go out there and become the powerhouse of a club that we once were. Let's finish off on a positive note. United have got a top goalkeeper in Onana, and he will make Man United play out from the back for sure. Really happy with this signing. I cannot wait to see him play. Let's hope United get a striker sorted as quick as possible. Hit that like button and subscribe to our awesome channel. See you later.